here's the thing. For everybody listening, don't make the same mistake the Bengals just did in any facet of your life.
People are going to get hurt. It's the hockey season.
What about the Jared Cook play on the sideline?
I was very tempted to just put defense.
I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
Come on, Austin and I have been saying this ever since Joe Burrow got injured.
I don't really think the Dodgers are going to make the World Series this year. I feel like they'll make it to the NLCS.
The Fernando Tatis extension, because that really surprised me.
Like you said, Ovechkin, he's getting older. He hasn't been playing as well as I imagined. He's one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, but he hasn't started off this season as hot as I would hope.
Hi, I'm Jeff Allen, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the week. Nothing has happened in free agency, but the last time we talked about the show was October 24th, and what better way to close out the year? I'm Kevin. I'm joined by the man I have not played in a while in the show, Austin.
No, did you beat me the first ever game we played, or was it the second game?
Yes, it was the first ever game. I had a great.
And then I don't think you ever
slam.
beat me again.
Yeah, no. But it was a great start.
That's true. And there was a lot of ups and downs during MLB the Show 23. This is a good video kind of like to end it off. The past couple months, at least the last month, probably month and a half, I haven't really been playing it as much. Whether that's because it's free agency or because, at this point of the year, it's just a weird time for the MLB, and it's just not something necessarily on my mind as much. So what have your experiences been over the last month and a half, or at least since we recorded?
Yeah, so I haven't really played it. I've been playing some of the show, and then I hopped on Diamond Dynasty because I wanted to get some of the Rangers cards, but there's just a lot of work, and I just don't see the benefit of doing it all. So I played a little bit of moments, but it's just different, and it seems like I'm not really gonna play against a bunch of players online. I was never a huge fan. I was earlier on, but now with just the amount of cards, I think it would just be too difficult and not really fun when you got guys throwing 100 and you just got 99s all over the field.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about how this year was so much different than the years previous, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. There was definitely times where I was very happy about how the seasons were set up and the fact that you could only use the last two seasons and then you got a wildcard player. But eventually, they just kept releasing the same player in multiple seasons, and it kind of made it pointless to have the one previous, or what's the point of the seasons if I have to get the player again? I feel like there was a better way to execute it.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing they changed stuff because compared to the other games just copy and paste everything. I like the idea of changing it, but I don't think it executed, so I think they're going to change something for next year, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. I still have been playing a lot of MLB The Show 18. That's because of my franchise I have on it. That year is 2037, and I have a 42-year-old Shohei Ohtani and Corey Seager on that team. So that's fun. But I don't know. It feels like the franchise, which is something that I really liked on the earlier MLB The Shows, is worse on this one. I tried, but it just doesn't feel the same. It's harder to control. You have a lot less. It's harder it's hard to go back and look at your previous games that you played. It's hard to look throughout the year. It just the platform that you're on just seems a little weird. I don't know if you tried any franchise stuff.
I tried franchise, I think, on the last game, and I just never got into it. It wasn't very easy for me. The contracts thing always bugged me because I'd be able to sign a bunch of people, and then the next offseason would come around, and they're like, you have to cut all these people. And I was like, I thought I budgeted this correctly. So that was kind of the main thing that annoyed me because I was like, if I wasn't able to do this, why did you let me do it at first? So that was my main thing with franchise.
Yeah, I've never had that problem on 18. That's probably why I like it so much. And another thing that I like about that game is it's simpler, but it allows you to do a lot. The only thing it'll say is like if I try to sign a player during free agency and I sign another player, like if I have arbitration going and I'm trying to sign a player, but the arbitration goes through, I won't be able to sign that player. So it'll say, hey, now you can't afford this player, which I get that. That makes sense. And it'll be like, it won't be in the next year. It'd be right there. It'd be, I'm offering a contract to this guy, but now I can't afford that contract because I signed somebody else.
Yeah. This was after I had already had someone under contract.
Yeah, that's weird.
Mm-hmm. So that was my main thing about it. I've always been an Ultimate Team or like Diamond Dynasty. I do like Road to the Show, even though it takes a while to get up into the show.
I've always been a big franchise person on all the games I play. So that it matters to me to have that good. That would let me keep playing the game more. Because I'm not always going to want to do Diamond Dynasty. I'm not only going to want to do Road to the Show. I like to switch it up. And so those periods that I play franchise, MLB the Show 23 was just not one of those games.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and maybe that's something they continue to change. But now I know you want to move forward. I'm not really sure if I'm going to buy the game from day one. I don't think they've announced the cover athlete yet, have they?
No, they have not. It'll probably be in February when they announce that.
If they put a Ranger on it, then maybe I'll buy it day one, but I just might wait a few months or two and then get onto it. Or I'll see what they change to Diamond Dynasty.
I do believe I'll buy it. I agree with you, though, that it probably won't be day one.
Yeah. This was one where I bought it day one, and it was fun while I had it, but I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. What was your biggest problem with it?
My biggest problem with it was I didn't stay with it as much. Kind of with the new cards, like I liked the season idea, but once I got into the third and fourth season, it just didn't seem. I had a really good team, so I wasn't enticed to get the other cards because I was like, I have a great team now. And so when I'm paying that much price, I want to keep it going. Like I want to be playing it till now. That to me would be a good investment for what I paid for. But what about you?
Yeah, that's definitely a big problem I've had. Another one was there was a lot of glitches I found while playing co-op. You and I did we play co-op ever?
No, I haven't played co-op.
Co-op's really fun when you do it right, but there's also glitches that can happen that are just the takeaway from the game. Because I know you probably gotten into a freeze off before, but a freeze off happens when your two connections aren't synced or your two gameplays aren't synced. So if one lags harder than the other and they can't get back on sync, the game will just freeze. You'll be in a freeze off. Well, the more players you add to that spectrum allows for a better chance of a freeze off. And so while they did end up fixing it somewhat, I still ran into some problems with co-op. And co-op's definitely my favorite online mode.
Yeah. Okay. I was never a huge fan of co-op, but so I haven't played it. But my main thing is Diamond Dynasty, and yeah, I like the idea of seasons, but it just got repetitive when there were just so many 99s that I could have on my team at one point.
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, so that's all I got. I'll toss this over to you and let you close it out.
Yeah, so did you guys like MLB the Show 23? What were your biggest problems? Are you going to get 24 the first day, or are you going to wait, or are you not going to get it at all? Thank you guys for listening.